Hey everyone, this is Alexis Wahlstrom, and this is my Folio 6 Capstone project and my final presentation. Okay, so here I have the original Indian Springs State Park website. If you click here, it'll bring the page up. They do have a large image across the top, which is nice, and a slight photo gallery here of a couple of different photos. But as far as the website goes, there is just a lot of text and a lot of information to take in, and it's not really broken down into any specific pages. It's all just on one long page, and it does have the option for all of these blue areas here. If you click any of those, it'll take you to outside links. You can see with the links that it will take you to outside pages, so you have a reservations page with some information on here. If you go back to the home page, if you click things like biking, it gives you just a little information about their different types of biking trails. And a lot of stuff that they have on their website has to do with other places, so their nearby attraction section's probably the largest here, and each one of these links will take you to individual websites for all of these different places. So why did I pick Indian Springs State Park? Not only is it enriched in history, but it happens to be where I got married, so it holds a dear place in my heart. So for my rework of the Indian Springs site, I wanted to move away from the traditional state park site, like you see for many state park sites, and set up an original Indian Springs site with not having just information, but it being more stylized and easier to navigate. When doing my rework, I wanted to break the information into an easy navigation pages, which can be accessed through the navigation bar that I have up here at the top. I broke down my homepage correlating to sections with the navigation, giving smaller overviews of what to expect. For example, I have a small About Your Park section, which you can move here to learn more, and it's going to take you to the actual About page. For my Activities page, it gives you a brief overview of the different activities available. For weddings, it gives you a small slideshow as well as a little bit of information that you can have on weddings. For the nearby, it's going to give you just the names of the places. I went ahead and made the entire site responsive, so you can see I have the desktop here for laptops, desktop, etc. I also broke it down into a tablet size. So as you can see the difference here, instead of these being lined up next to each other, you'll see they are stacked one on top of the other. The area here for nearby also takes the shape of the buttons and makes them longer and stacks them one on top of the other. And for all of my areas where I had text and imagery, they end up stacked. And then I also broke it down lastly to a phone size, as you can see here, where everything is going to end up being stacked, so that way it's easy to read and nothing is not getting the amount of space it needs. On top of all of the information about the park and what it has to offer, I wanted the experience of using this newly designed site to be easy and more engaging. So focusing on the functionality of the site was very important. Some examples of what I added to the site are an easy use of navigation and transitions to a collapsible navigation as well. The About page has a functioning map, Reservations page has a functioning form, the Weddings has a slideshow so you can view images of previous weddings as well as locations. The Gallery page offers photos of all the park has to offer, and the Contact page has a simple form creating an easy way to stay in the know about the park. So let's go over some of those features. I have the navigation across the top, as you can see here. So as you scroll over each one of them, it's going to become a more bold color so you can tell which one that you are going to click. The page that you are on is going to stay in that bold color so you'll know which page you're at. I also made it so when you make the page smaller, you're going to have this hamburger menu over here. When you click it, it's going to have a drop-down menu that will show you all of your different pages, and it'll be background of a bold color so you can see which one you're going to click on. So moving on to my About page, you can see here I have the functioning map where you can zoom in to see close to the park, or you can zoom out to see anything that's around it. For my Reserve page, I created this form. You can just type in your information and then scroll down and be able to hit search, and it will bring up the available sites that you could reserve for a trip. I also did this other hamburger style menu where you can look at the camp map to see the site locations, as well as details for rentals, as far as facilities and what's available at them. We'll move on to my activities page. This one I didn't do many special features for. I just gave a brief overview of all of the different activities that are available at the park, along with a picture of them. So for my weddings page, I have a brief summary of the weddings and the way you can get in contact with people. I have a functioning slideshow here showing images of different wedding facilities, different weddings that have taken place there, and things of that nature. And as you scroll down, you'll get the different pricing information for renting the pavilion, renting cottages, renting reception areas, and anything that you could include into your wedding day that's available through the park. So we can go to our nearby places. So the park itself has a lot of areas around it that are really nice trails and different types of nature activities you can do, farms, towns, cities, that kind of stuff. So for this, I put all of their nearby areas, such as like Balls Ferry, High Falls State Park, and by clicking any of these, it's going to take you to that particular website so you can see what that activity is and what it has to offer. And for each of these, I went ahead to go through and click on the link, and it'll take you to the outside source and the outside page. So you could look at these different places that are nearby and really plan out a vacation for your family or your friends or whatever the case happens to be. For the gallery page, I went ahead and I have all of these small images so you can easily just scroll through and get an overview of what the images are, but I also made it so if you start at the beginning or anywhere in between, you can click and get a large size image and then scroll through a slideshow of the large images. And then easy to exit, you just click the X in the top and you're back to your main page. For my last page, the contact page, I have a simple little form. It does have basic information at the top with phone numbers to reach the park, but then I also have the area of filling out your information here easily, and you can type in your email, click agree, and hit submit, so it would go to the park and you could be signed up for their email list. I also worked on animated web banners. Here I have my letterboard. It's going to be my longer advertisement. And I also worked on a medium rectangle that would be pop-ups that you would see to advertise the park if you were on another site. So here you have the still image before the animation is going on. So I'll go ahead and refresh it. My concept here was to see this sky coming in and it's moving past you, and you're going to see this zoomed in version of these trees over a lake. And I wanted to have this slogan put in to really bring out what this park has to offer. It's all about relaxing and enjoying nature. I have the name of the park, and if you move over here, you'll see that when you come over to click on the Learn More button, it's going to change colors showing that you're on it, and when you click it, it's going to bring you to the site. Now, for my medium rectangle, concept is the same here, so we'll go ahead and refresh it so you can see the sunset coming in with the name and the slogan, and you come down here to your button, and it's going to bring you back to the site. Thank you for following along with me as I went over my web designs and animated web advertisements. I had a lot of fun reworking this site that means so much to me and creating something new and more modern. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation.